My leaders, 7 days have passed. And I want to give you all an update. My leaders, you see this? It's freezing out here. It was snowing this morning, not snowing anymore. But I want to give you all a quick update. How you doing? 7 days ago, I was on the verge of, if you watched the last podcast, I was on the verge of being homeless. Literally 7 days left of funding before legitimately I am no longer able to get a place to stay and the homeless journey begins. No more money was about to be in this bank account that I had, and legitimately life was about to take a shift. Not in the wrong direction, but in another fate journey. But something in my heart told me that God was not going to allow that to happen. I just had to continue to remain faithful, continue to remain obedient, and continue to finish the projects that I was called to finish. And I remember the very first thing that happened was I put out that video last week, something I didn't want to put out. Part of me is like, man, don't release this video, because it basically left me too vulnerable. It was just revealing too much things that literally this time and age of social media, Instagram, we want to look like life is flawless, entrepreneur life is glamorous all the time, and so we don't put out certain things throughout the struggle, like before we get to that place of come up. And that was a vulnerable video for me to put out, but what it did was break this yoke, this mold of me wanting to look a certain way. Like I said, this is not about that. This is about being honesty and being transparent. And what I want to do now, I want to just be even more transparent. When I got to that day, when I sent that homeless video, I think moments later, like the very next day, I told you leaders, I said, you know what? If we just continue to remain faithful, God is going to bless. We're going to be victorious. And my leaders, the very next day, I want to say the very next day. All right, my leaders, vlog update. It seems as though this is about to be the moment, this is about to be the day where we finally get to experience and witness those beautiful dogs. Alright, that's not what we're here for. This may be the day where we lock in an apartment. Have faith, have faith, have faith, have faith, have faith, have faith. Just called the apartment complex people. They gave me some good news. I just got to close in this deposit. And if so, I will have the apartment where I wanted to have it in Manhattan, sharing it with one other person. I praise the Lord that this person is is just somebody who is friendly, nice, warm, you know what I mean, of the spirit, of course. But whoever it is, I know we're gonna have a phenomenal experience. But my leaders, dude, this could be the day. 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 This could be the moment in Jesus' name. If it's the moment. And price-wise is good. But what I'm getting is great. I haven't went inside the apartment yet. I'm gonna go check in a little bit, but it's been some time coming. Almost a whole month. And we're finally at this moment. Finally at this moment. Are we ready? Oh, that's another question. If God says we're ready, we're ready. If God says we're ready. This is a lot better than hostel bouncing, way cheaper. But man, if God says we're ready, we're ready. And we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna do what we gotta do. Y'all, keep me in your prayers. God showed up. Y'all know I was struggling to find hostels for like the past 3 weeks, and God showed up big time in a major way. And he showed up so smooth, so quickly that very next day, where I said, yo, homelessness, legitimately around the same time, I had keys. Bring these out in my pocket. It's so cold, hold on. Take the New York gloves out. These are my running gloves, y'all. These are my running gloves. Let me see if I can get my key. Uh-oh, where'd I put my keys at, y'all? Give me a second, y'all. Make sure we're still in focus. The very next day, my leaders, I'm sitting here with keys. Keys to my own place. Well, with one other roommate in New York City. Keys. I didn't see this coming. This was not on my radar. You know, I wasn't thinking it was gonna come that fast, but God answered my prayer the very next day, my leaders. The very next day. Now, how we got in here, crazy, a little bougie. A little bougie. But my leaders, we're not complaining. We're not complaining. And I wanna say this because I said victory was gonna happen. God showed up in less than 7 days, in less than 24 hours. And so it wasn't all glitz and glam after that. Once I got into the place, my leaders, and I paid that apartment, the rent, oh my goodness, ridiculous. Once I paid the rent, that's when more trouble started, in a sense, if you wanna call it trouble versus just a challenge. Less than 7. Hey, how you doing? Okay, there it is. After that day, legitimately, another 7 day had begun where once I paid that money, legitimately, I'm over here for about, after that day, about a week. For about a week. I had to almost survive 7 days with less than $15 in my bank account in the city of New York. Less than, so I went on I forgot what it's called, like a kinesthetic diet, where basically you're just drinking water, almost no meal. No meal. There was one day I went without eating. No meal, straight water, hot water. Now what I was doing was water, honey, cinnamon, to supplement my hunger. And it was basically that water diet known as I know I'm saying it wrong, but it starts with a K. I think kinesthetic, something like that. And I don't know why I started that diet, but God sent me like a video of an individual who did 7 days on this diet, healthy as heck. And so that's the type of diet that I went on. And mind you, I was still running. Like 2 out of the 7 days, maybe 3 out of the 7 days, I think I went on a run. Like a 5-7 mile run. I was still good, and legitimately before I'm about to deplete to zero, legitimately, because even throughout those days as we started to get close, I mean getting hungry, so I started to eat like 1 meal a day, McDonald's, you name it, like just cheap stuff, cheap stuff. And so I'm at $3 at this point. And what ends up happening was on one of those nights, we got real bad. Let me see if I can get this in focus. On one of those nights, God's so good. God is so good. God, let me tell you this in the way that it needs to be said. On one of those nights, it was a day right after I finished running. Right, I hadn't eaten all day. I was on a honey, hot water, cinnamon diet, and on one of those nights specifically, I remember going to a shop, right? And I went to a shop that sold bagels, donuts. It's a little cafe area in the Harlem district. And I just had finished coming from this coffee shop just to use the internet, the Wi-Fi. And as I'm sitting down at the cafe, something tells me to just plant, something tells me to just sit. I don't really know why I'm there, because I'm definitely not there to buy anything, you know what I mean? I'm definitely not there to buy nothing. At that point, I think I had like $6 left in the account. And mind you, I'm blessed because I got a roof over my head now, but I got like $6 left in my account. And so I definitely wasn't there to buy no expensive cafe food. But something told me to plant myself. Something told me to sit still. Something told me to just be still. I could feel the spirit just saying plant. I didn't know why. About 9 o'clock rolled around and 10 o'clock came. The shop was getting ready to close. And I'm reading a book. I'm reading my Bible at that point. I'm just reading my Bible. I'm reading the Word. And before you know it, the owner comes out. The daughter of the owner comes out. We're conversating, and so elegantly she asked if I wanted anything. I was like, nah, I think I may want some coffee. But she's like, no, I have food that I'm throwing out. I have food that I'm throwing out of the restaurant. I always give it to anybody who's in the store because you can't keep this food overnight. And so part of me, the independent part of me is like, nah, I don't want to take that. I don't want to take that. But then another part of me is like, take the blessing that's obviously being given to you. Just take it. Accept the offer. I go to the counter. She takes out like, I think 6. It looks like some meat pies, right? It's a Mexican restaurant, but it looks like some meat pie, their version of meat pie. And she gives me like 6 hot meat pies. And it blessed me so much because I could have left. I could have went somewhere on my own, bought my own meal, been down to like $2. You know what I mean? And God blessed me with a meal. He blessed me with a meal. He blessed me with a free meal. It was like 5 or 6 hot pies. And as I went to the streets, I'm smiling, I'm cheerful. And then a homeless man comes up to me and asks me now mind you, I had been giving my money away still, because I still believe, I understand God is coming through. God is coming through for me. I can continue to give because I know God is always, He just provided me with a place. He's been providing for me. And I'm walking on the streets now. I'm walking so I can go to another place that has Wi-Fi so I can finish a Jaja's Mic episode. And a homeless dude, I didn't even know he was homeless. He just comes up to me. He's like, man, can you get me something up? And I said, well, I'm looking at him, I'm like, yo, I don't have no cash on me. But I did recognize I got this food. This woman just gave me this food. So I go in the bag, I go to the bag, and I reach out and I get him. He thought it was a cookie. He said, nah, this is a cookie. I said, nah, it's not a cookie. He gets it, and it's this hot pie. And his face, it just lights up. It just completely lights up. And I just recognized me receiving that blessing helped me bless somebody else. And had I turned that down, I wouldn't have had anything to give them. And it's just, the more of that story is, even in the midst of struggle, once again, if we're patient and obedient, God is going to show up. It's just, but expecting God to show up. Like, don't be in this defeated mentality. Had I been in this defeated mentality at the shop, I'm uplifted. I'm not even really, honestly, I'm reading the Word. I'm not even thinking about food at that point. Almost forgot that I haven't eaten, mind you. I've been drinking hot water and honey all day, but I had forgotten that I didn't eat because I was just so filled with the Spirit. And to be blessed with that meal that night, hadn't eaten all day, to be blessed with that meal, it just showed me like, man, God is going to provide once again. And so this is a slow process, but not to feel defeated, not to give up because things are going slow, but to recognize that you don't got to just run and we get in our own way when we try to do certain things that we don't need to do. We get in our own way, and God is like, don't stop getting in my way. just remain patient, remain patient. You know, we talk about letting God do what he does all the time, but when it really comes to, you know, waiting and being patient in these type of circumstances, it's hard to practice that concept. But this is what this platform is for, my leaders. It's difficult, literally, to sit here and talk about this, but at the same time, it's not, because I know somebody needs this. Somebody needs this. I didn't recognize how much other people needed the last messages. And so it's like, this is becoming even bigger. This is a bigger reason, it's a bigger purpose. And I want to tell y'all this in the Jaja's mic platform of speaking, but you know, no tripod right now, so I gotta give it to y'all like this. I gotta give it to y'all raw, and you know, maybe that's how God wants me to give it to y'all right now, so y'all can connect with it on a deeper level. But something else happens that it's mind-boggling. I get a notification when I'm at a McDonald's at, I think, 11 p.m. at night over there on Harlem, 145th Street in Broadway, and I get a deposit. I get a deposit from an individual by the name of Jacob Onyechi, who's been supporting the platform for about, I think, since the platform began. How you doing? Blog. Let me know if y'all can see the rain good. I think this is looking way better. So laundry day today. Quick edits. Blessings. I got to give a shout out to Jacob Onyechi. Jacob Onyechi, dude. Jacob Onyechi came through last night, dude. A blessing that I didn't even expect. This has been one of the biggest supporters from day one. And to see how he blessed the PayPal with the support of this platform, my leaders, it's just, I couldn't even comprehend. Jacob Onyechi, I want to give you a big shout out. I want to do something special for you as well. I just got to know exactly what that is, man. You don't even know what you just did for the platform. You don't know what you just did. You don't know what you just did. My heart, my soul goes out to you. That's what I talk about, coming in clutch time, my leaders. You don't know what God is gonna do. You just don't know. And it's like, to leave God out the equation is not something you can, it's not a life that you wanna live. Nah, it's just not a life you wanna live. Because you miss out on so many different blessings and opportunities that are bound to come your way, literally. I'm standing here at this Harlem and 145th Street McDonald's, and I just checked my email, and all of a sudden I see a deposit of a supporter for $200. Dude, that don't even make sense. And it's like, a video that I possibly didn't want to post was what helped that blessing come through, because it touched somebody. And it's like, man, if videos like this are gonna continue to connect, are gonna continue to touch folks, then I just want to continue to do videos like this, just to show y'all and just share the blessings sincerely. If you see tears coming down my eyes, that's snow. It's nothing but the snow that's coming down. So it looks like we're gonna get some snow footage today as we head over to this laundry trip. And I'm gonna keep y'all updated, I'm gonna keep y'all posted since the platform began. And dude blesses the platform with, oh my goodness, he blesses the platform with $200 deposit. And I'm just thinking to myself, how fortunate, how blessed, how unexpected, how God's grace in the moment when you are in the need of, and mind you, that whole day while my bank account is depleting, I'm walking around the streets, there's still homeless individuals who need money, and I'm over here, $1 here, $1 there, knowing that, yo, if I keep this up, I'm on the verge of being where you're at. But I say that jokingly, knowing that when you just operate in faith, once again, this blessing unexpectedly comes out of nowhere from a video that I did on YouTube. And it's like, dude, that's not even my primary source of income, but this is a way that once I keep understanding this way that God operates that we just cannot even comprehend and don't even understand. Like, I feel it feels weird even expressing these thoughts and even talking to you about it, but this is the way that God continues to operate. This is how he works, and it's like we got to continue to rely on that. We got to continue to rely on that in tough moments, especially just because, you know, when you're going through trials and tribulations, or when you're doing something that you want to do and everything is not in order at the beginning stages, this is what it looks like. This is what it feels like. It's like you're in the trenches. It's still early. You know your stuff is going to pick up. You know your business is going to take off, or you know the journey that you're on is going to make sense, but you get into this place of turbulence where you don't understand how things are going to happen for you. So a lot of times that's why we don't make the move. We don't make the transition. We don't go where God has called us to go, because we don't expect him to show up unexpectedly in a way like this when times get so rough, when the times get so difficult, you know. And so me seeing that boosted my faith in a way that is just, it boosted it. It just allowed me to understand, look, I'm taken care of. Like the Bible says, the birds of the air, if they're taken care of every single day, how much more will we be taken care of? And even throughout the day before getting to this blessed deposit of $200, right? God was showing me leaders I had to speak to, people I had to coach, souls that I still had to speak life into, because even when you're going through difficulty, you're not the only one. And God kept showing me people who were in worse scenarios and circumstances, how you doing, than myself. He kept showing me these people, and it kept taking me out of my own world. It kept taking me out of my own head, and it kept knowing that, look, you can be fed through just motivating and inspiring somebody. It comes back to you. It's like fuel. It's like food, and I'm just blessed because we're taken care of. We're taken care of, and I'm in front of this building right here, which is which is my place in New York. I'm blessed because I didn't expect this to happen. 7 days ago, I was talking about being homeless. 7 days later, the next day, I'm in my own place. I'm in my own place with the new responsibility of taking care of rent. But now, things are now shifting and beginning as I'm meeting people. I'm meeting the locals. Church members are beginning to start to join different church families and just getting acquainted with things. And so stuff is looking up from here, already getting new assignments and projects coming. And it's like, I just thank God for giving me the ability to endure and have the patience and knowing that everything is working for my good. I just got to continue to remain obedient. I got to continue to remain patient. And I just want to talk to my leaders who are operating in faith and letting God do what he does. You know, what is God telling you to do that you just can't see a way of survival? Like, if survival is the thing, God has already taken care of you. It's just you're probably gonna have to do some things you never thought you would have to do. I never thought I would be vlogging. I never thought I'd be vlogging my experience. I never thought I would be sharing my faith journey in such an organic way. But through doing that, a blessing came. Through my vulnerability, being humble, my vulnerability, it allows somebody else to be affected. It allows somebody to be influenced and motivated. And right now, as I'm speaking, this is the Spirit speaking. Honestly, right now, as I'm being this open, still part of me is tugging. Like, stop being this open. What are you doing? But I know that's the enemy, because somebody's going to be affected and influenced by these messages. I always had in my heart a vision of me being in some city, just speaking words of faith in the streets where other people can hear it. And this is just the beginning of this. This is the beginning of this. I just want folks to hear these faith-filled words and know that God is in your corner in every scenario. If you think you're going through something, somebody else is going through something much worse. And maybe you may be going through something today and you watch this video and recognize, dang, yo, Jaja going through something way more difficult than me right now. And it's like, let's not compare each other's difficulties, but know that we are all going through something. So what does that mean? Take time to motivate and inspire somebody else. And in turns, you'll see something happen in your own situation. it's just gonna flip. It's just gonna turn around. Take time, get out of your own head, and just continue to pray, but help somebody else out. Help somebody else out. And I just gotta commend Jacob. Shout out to Jacob. Whoo! Shout out to Jacob for supporting. Shout out to my mother. Shout out to my mother for believing and also supporting. Her coming through with her support also helped me get in this apartment. My sister Joy, thank you for your support as well. Your support coming through also helped me. And then Jacob and Yechi, I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough, Jacob. I can't thank you enough. And thank everybody who's been on the comments, commenting support, commenting their oh my goodness, that love that I'm getting from y'all in the comment section is beautiful. Everybody who's been DMing me on the Instagram is beautiful. Everybody who's been calling and text messaging my phone is beautiful. I thank you for the love. I thank you for the support. Y'all are keeping me strong. And as I continue to be strong, I'm gonna continue to connect with more leaders. I'm gonna continue to get more motivational messages, more message filled with faith, people's struggles, people's journeys, how people are making it. I'm going to continue to give all of you that. That's what this platform is for. We're trying to build our faith in this journey that we're on, and we're going to continue to do that in the biggest way possible. So my leaders, I thank y'all for watching this episode today, the vlog update. Make sure Faith merch, go ahead and get your Faith merch. Go ahead also below, I've put other ways to support the platform: PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Patreon page. So yeah, just support the platform. We're gonna continue to bring, I got so much different people and type of content lined up for you all coming this year, not just next year, but this year. And of course 2019 is going to be a blast, but I don't believe in talking about 2019 before it gets here. I got to humble myself and know that 2019 is not given, but today is guaranteed. So I'm gonna upload this video today. And I just thank y'all. Thank y'all. Leave a comment below and let me know what kind of content y'all want to see, what type of messages y'all want me to talk about some more, and what type of vlog y'all want to see. One of my guys called me the other day, said he wants to see more of the New York City experience, and I'm going to definitely show more of the city. I'm going to definitely. Just give me strength, keep me in your prayers, allow me to be obedient, to be confident enough to share these messages, because it's a new sense of vulnerability being this open. I know I'm open for criticism coming my way, but pray for me to have the strength to just be as honest as possible on this faith journey as we just embrace building this leadership platform from ground up in New York City. I love y'all. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. We out.